Hi everyone, my name is Joseph and this is my walkthrough of SIT707 SD task, building a continuous integration and deployment pipeline on Google Cloud Platform. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you the application I built, the 5 stages pipeline that tests and deploys it, what happens when the test fails and what happens when it passes, and finally the live service running on Google Cloud One. Here's the architecture in one sentence. A developer pushes the code to GitHub. A cloud build runs a pipeline that tests the code, builds a Docker image, pushes that image to the artifact registry, and deploys the image as a service on Cloud Run. This is basically what my whole structure is. We have 4 GCP services involved. Cloud Build, which is the engine that runs the 5 stage pipeline, defined in the YML file. Then we have artifact registry where the Docker build image lives, the cloud run where the live container serves traffic on a public URL. And then we have IAM, identity and access management, which gives cloud build permission to push image and deploy service on my behalf. The trigger is GitHub. Whenever the code is pushed to the main branch, it fires the pipeline automatically, no manual deploys. Now coming to the application, I would like to show you the application. Basically, the application is a small Python REST API, a calculator with 4 endpoints, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. It's built in Flask and runs under Unicorn in production. So going to calculator.py, here's the business logic. I'll just basically, for the first commit, I had pushed broken code um, for the demo. Now, the divide function just returns a divided by b, and it doesn't check for 0, which is on deliberation. Now, there is no guard against this, and the Python's default behavior is to raise a 0 division error. But my hold on. Okay, yeah. But my test expects a controlled value error with a specific message. So this code will fail the test suite. Um, the test, as you can see, we have, I did have a local test running, which shows that 19 tests passed, but the one test failed. As you can see, it's 0 division error, division by 0. The pipeline I built treat the failing test as a hard stop and nothing downstream runs. Going to the pipeline, the cloud build.yml file, we have 5 stages. Wow, the stage one is basically installing dependencies. Then stage two, we run all the tests. Then stage three, we build the image. Then we push the image on artifact registry. And then stage five is deploy cloud run, where basically we use the image and serve it in the container, live container. Now going to the failed build, we'll go to the build history and I'll show you the basically, when I pushed the code for the first time, the build failed because we had errors in our code, because of which the test stage failed. As you can see, test stage failed here. And when I click on it, I can see that one test failed, 19 tests passed, and we have the same error, 0 division error, because of which nothing ran ahead. Build image, push image, and deploy cloud run. These stages didn't even run. And that is why we didn't have any image in the cloud artifact registry, and there was no service up running in Cloud Run. Now, the second time when if suppose I go to my calculator, if I change the code back to FB equal to, so this basically um, checks the test. And if I ran the test, it says 20 passed. Basically, the test will run now smoothly. And which means if I push this code to GitHub repository, the build would run automatically. And as you could see, all the stages would run fine. And going to my images, this is my images for SIT70 repo. This is my artifact registry. We have that image, Docker image sitting there. And then we have the Cloud Run, Google Cloud Run, where we have that image served in the container and we have a live URL. Now that is basically the automated CI/CD pipeline. And if I go to this particular URL, I can see that my this is my endpoint. If I go to this particular URL, my service is live. If I hit any of the routes that I have defined in my app, suppose if I as you can see, I add question mark a equal to 2 and b equal to 3, it gives a result 5. And the same thing if I do with 0, divide 0. Suppose if I go here, divide question mark a equal to 10 and b equal to 0. This would give me a error cannot divide by 0, 404 error. This is basically, what do you call it? This was the 400 response that we were checking in the test and that broke the pipeline in the previous build, but now it doesn't break anything and everything works end to end. Wrapping up the whole thing, I did face an error when I hit the deploy for the first time, where in my YML specifies is there that the URL that the a live URL for the service, anyone can access that. But since I was trying to access the URL, I was getting a 403 forbidden error, which was some kind of permission denial, and because of which I had to grant the run.invoker role to all users via gcloud, so anyone having the link can access the service. I have put an explanation in 4.2 section of my report, and hence that is how the pipeline works, and that is it. Thank you.